Every business buys software, AI tools, and cloud infrastructure to stay competitive. This foundation represents the structural integrity required to support those digital tools. The real driver of your long-term success is the people who design and assemble that architecture. Yet when it comes time to evaluate those technical professionals, many leaders focus on a single, isolated metric, the hourly rate. Look at this comparison matrix. Profile A charges $30 an hour. Profile B charges $120. On the surface, it looks like a simple math problem. But looking at the blank row, total project cost, which developer actually costs your business less by product launch? Treating technical expertise as a cheap commodity puts your entire business infrastructure at risk. Price measures today's expense, but expertise determines tomorrow's success. Hiring the lowest bidder is tempting. It keeps cash in the bank right now and extends your operational runway. The flaw in that logic is ignoring total cost of ownership. When evaluating a technical hiring decision, this is the only metric that accounts for the complete life cycle of a project. If you compromise on skill upfront, you pay for it on the back end. That upfront discount leads to technical debt, endless rework, and delayed product launches. You also introduce critical security vulnerabilities into your systems the moment you hand your codebase over to unvetted, lower-tier talent. Focusing strictly on an hourly rate ignores the total financial risk. It prioritizes short-term savings at the expense of long-term liabilities. Let's look at the actual mechanics of the cheap code route. You prioritize low hourly rates, skip the deep vetting process, and hire as quickly as possible. This scorecard breaks down the resulting operations. Under the cheap code column, warning signs appear for management overhead, security risk, and technical debt. Because you didn't hire an expert, you now have to spend your own time managing the developer. Add in the constant QA testing required to find and fix broken code, and your project timeline stretches out for months. Looking at this total project cost bar chart, those upfront savings are quickly erased by the compounding costs of rework and maintenance. Contrast that escalating cost curve with a verified expert. You pay a higher initial rate, but your total costs remain predictable because the code is structured correctly the first time. Cheap technical labor operates like a high-interest loan against the future stability of your project. Choosing the expertise premium means committing a larger upfront budget and strictly allocating capital to quality. The immediate return on that capital is strategic problem-solving. An expert anticipates system constraints, preventing errors before a single line of code is written. They build scalable cloud architecture from day one. When your user base grows, the system absorbs the traffic instead of crashing. They also bake proactive cybersecurity practices directly into the foundation, locking down vulnerabilities rather than treating them as an afterthought. This level of expertise accelerates your time to market. Because there is no friction from constant course correction, your product moves continuously forward. The expertise premium functions as a calculated risk reduction strategy, providing the foundation required for operational stability. To get that stability, we have to address the structural flaw of measuring a developer's worth by the hours they record in a seat. Standard hourly billing can actively incentivize slow work. If a developer gets paid more the longer a task takes, there's a financial motive to write overly complex code just to pad the invoice. This creates a direct conflict of interest. Your goal is a fast, efficient launch. Their incentive is to drag the project out. The alternative is to bypass this entirely by sourcing verified talent through secure platforms like ExpertOnHire. This diagram shows how the platform protects your capital. ExpertOnHire relies on three interlocking pillars: AI-vetted expertise, structured workflows, and escrow protection. By combining strict escrow protocols with deep AI vetting, you eliminate the problem of resume inflation. The platform verifies their capability before you commit a single dollar. When you pay for verified value instead of raw hours, the developer's financial success is perfectly aligned with your business objectives. Ultimately, technology and software can always be purchased or replaced. Human expertise creates lasting value that compounds over time. On this value matrix, plotting upfront cost against long-term business value, unvetted freelancers land in the bottom left, low upfront cost, negative long-term value. Vetted talent from ExpertOnHire plots in the top right. You commit a higher upfront cost to secure significant compounding value. There is one exception. If you are a bootstrapped founder and your sole priority is preserving runway to build a rapid throwaway prototype, the bottom left quadrant might be a viable choice. But you have to accept the trade-off. If the prototype succeeds, the codebase will likely need to be scrapped and rebuilt from scratch to achieve stability. The low-cost route is only a mathematically viable decision if the product itself has no long-term future. However, if you are a growth stage leader or a non-technical manager trying to build a scalable system, your criteria has to change. If you are handling sensitive user data, scaling your operations, or lack the technical background to personally QA the code, the expertise premium becomes a necessity. ExpertOnHire takes the risk out of this process. You don't have to guess or try to independently evaluate high-tier technical talent. Instead, you get what the platform promises: smooth hiring, no noise. Your operations run without hesitation, perfectly aligned with your goals. Real financial efficiency is realized when an expert solves in 1 hour what takes a junior developer a full week to figure out. Sustainable business growth is driven by hiring the precise minds capable of turning technology into a compounding asset.